Boulder Skyline Traverse FKT Scouting. All right, we're not going for it today, but I am honing in on a date for making the attempt. This is the FKT course where I'm going to today that I have to run fast to qualify for the Azores race, all right, over in Portugal. So we're going to go scouting, figure it out. I haven't been up there since May, so June, July, August. So it's been 3 months, so we're going to run a couple different sections of the course, again, just to become reacquainted with the foothills, if you know what I mean, and the flat irons. Oh yeah, and of course, shout out to Steve. Thank you, Steve, once again for sending the, Canoe Creek coffee roaster. All right, come on, come on. All right, we made it to Boulder, Colorado. I'm actually just parked south of Boulder, about 10 minutes south. Boulder has the flat irons. You've seen this shot before. Beautiful flat irons in Boulder, Colorado. These rock formations just to the west of the city. And the Boulder Skyline Traverse is 17 miles. I think it's right about 5,500 feet of vertical gain and loss. So 5,500 feet, that's basically like running up a 14er here in Colorado as far as your, on average. When I'm doing 14ers, I'll average between 4,000 and let's say at the high end, 7,000, which is Pikes Peak. So the entire Boulder Skyline Traverse goes over 5 different mountains, not really big mountains, but little mountains. So you got South Boulder Peak, Bear Mountain, Green Mountain, Flagstaff Mountain, and then Mount Sanitas. Okay, so those are the 5 mountains just to the west of Boulder. And we're scouting today, reminding myself of the trail conditions. And again, it's been 3 months because, okay, this is crazy. In the spring and the fall, you run the Front Range. This is a little tip of the day for everyone local. Like, you run the Front Range mountains, and then in the summertime, once all the snow melts, you go up high to the 14ers. So that's why I haven't been back here in about 3 months, because there's so much more opportunity higher up in the big peaks. So I got the Innovates on, the X-Talon G210s. I'm ready to rock and roll. Today, I think it's gonna be, I think it's about 3 miles to the top and then 3 miles back down, roughly. So, all right, let's rock and roll. Get the butter my bread off here. One last thought before I get going. So I'm not gonna carry the GoPro today, just my watch, and we're gonna try and relive the run, okay? Some new technology, at least for me. Many of you have probably used this technology before, so we'll see if it works. I'll show it to you back at the house once we get back home. Not saying it's gonna work, you know me and technology. It's kind of butt heads sometimes. And also gonna be really fascinating to see what I hope, you just gotta, it's one foot in front of the other, but what I hope is some progress in fitness from May to now. Keeping in mind, the last time I did the Boulder Skyline, I had yet to go up a 14,000 foot mountain because it was still too much snow up in the 14ers. Craziness. So it's going to be really interesting to see, hopefully, some progress with fitness and overall results. All right, now we're going. And we're back. Come on now. Let's analyze this run, do a little relive session. I think it's gonna work, everyone. The new technology. Let me just open up this laptop here. All right, very, very encouraging, everybody. Up in Boulder today. I'll give you the times, and I'm trying to do better at remembering to talk about how the body is feeling, how the breathing is feeling, how I'm reacting to the training. So I'm going to break that down for you in 1 second. But first, here's the new technology. It's nothing earth-shattering. You've seen this, I know, on other YouTube channels, but it's a big deal for me. So I'm going to hit play. Here we go. Reliving now I'll come back to the FKT here in 1 second. So here we go, leaving up the mountain. There's mile 1, 7:46 for the fastest mile. Up we go to the top of South Boulder Peak. And isn't that cool? Like, you can see the profile of the mountain. Here I come back down, and I gotta say, on the way down the mountain, my goal was real. And here's some photos after the attempt as well. I didn't bring my phone with me, so I only took 2 photos at the bottom. There's kind of the overall profile. It's saying 2,700 feet of vertical gain, so pretty cool stuff. I thought that was a neat little map. It gives you can rewind and kind of focus in on the profile of the mountain. So this trail is up. It's not really a switchback trail. Like, you go up the mountain rather than switchback up the mountain. So it's no messing around. I would say it's definitely the toughest trail, I'm going to say, in like Boulder County as far as rocks and steep. And oh yeah, so on the way down, my goal was to not fall. I've fallen twice this summer, and one of them real serious right before Pikes Peak. So I did not want to fall this close to the FKT attempt. Anyway, that's my big technology update for me, is reliving the run this morning with all of you through that app. But I'm going to try and do more of that moving forward. All right, so analyzing the results, I'm very excited. So Boulder has a lot of different trails, and there's different ways to get to the top of South Boulder Peak. So I did get the FKT today for this particular route, but there's 2 other routes that you can take. And so another gentleman, he has a faster time on a different route. Anyway, I'm not too concerned about that. What I am concerned about, and what I'm very interested in, is, hold on. I think I'm going to have to do it on my phone because it's just easier, is that I was able to, I'm going to read you the times for my attempts on this section, and it ended up being about 3.5 miles to the top, not 3 miles, with about, 2,700. There it is on your screen. So in May, so here we go. May 13th, I ran 42:40. May 26th of this year, ran 41:46. Today, September 17th, 39:49. So basically cut 2 minutes off of my time from, what would it have been? Over 3 months. Yeah, about 3.5 months ago. Very encouraging, very exciting, doing the little things, getting into the gym, working hard, doing the foam roll, like just taking care of the body is the bottom line. Not to mention a good solid summer of getting above, 12,000 feet for regular training up in the high country. So I'm very excited about that. And as far as how the body is feeling, I did 23 miles on Monday at a pretty quick clip. I'm definitely not fully recovered from that. I could feel it a little bit on the way up, especially, let's say, like the last 10% of the run. The legs were starting to bark at me a little bit. But overall, I gotta say, I'm feeling strong, and I'm feeling like I'm cresting at the right time for this FKT attempt in Boulder. Actually, I told my massage therapist that no aches and pains, no sharp pains, nothing. It's like, as an athlete, as a runner, that's a goal to think about. Maybe a little tip of the day here. If you can train at a high level, and remember we were talking about functional overreaching. If I was a coach talking to an athlete, asking them and talking to them, okay, do we want to take the next step in your training, meaning take a functional overreach and what I have been calling a calculated risk? How, have you been holding high volume, which I have, about 115 miles a week, and, more importantly, frankly, how has the body felt? Do you have any niggles, any aches and pains, any sharp pains? And at this point, I do not, okay? So it's just like self-reflection is just so important as a long-distance runner, as you're chasing down your own personal goals and dreams, to just stay cued in to what's happening in your body, all right? And so I'm limber, feeling good, getting older and getting a little faster, getting older and a little faster. Okay, now what we're gonna do, yes, I brought the shoes out. I really gotta get on the ball. So I'm gonna lay out all the marathon racing shoes right now on the shelf because I just gotta conceptualize all the shoes in one place, and then I'm gonna start weighing them. We're not doing the matrix today or tomorrow or probably the next day, but I gotta start, really getting down to the nitty gritty here. Let's go. Let's put this guy right there. The next percent. I think that is it. The only shoe that I have not located, I think it's inside the house where Henry is sleeping, is the Skechers Speed Elite Hyper, okay? So I will go find that shoe. That's the only one that did not make it onto the shelf out here. And just because a shoe is not on the shelf does not mean that it will not be in the matrix. All these shoes have a carbon fiber plate inside the midsole, okay? Whereas like the Adidas Boston 9, I'm definitely going to stick that into the matrix discussion, even though it does not have a carbon fiber plate in the midsole. Okay, here we go. Saucony Endorphin Pro way at the top, the Atreyu, the Artist, the New Balance RC Elite, the Nike Next Percent. All right, it's 2019, but it's a shoe from 2019. I'm gonna put it into the 2020 discussion. I just am. It's a shoe that I think is gonna carry over into 2020, and frankly, we'll see what Nike does, but even into 2021. The Adidas Adizero Pro, the Nike Alphafly Next Percent, the Brooks Hyperion Elite 2, the Hoka Carbon X SPE, so an update to the upper from the Hoka Carbon X of 2019, the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro, way down there at the bottom, and then the Asics Meta Racer. Am I missing anything, everybody? Actually, okay, well, we have the Artist. One that is jumping out at me is, yes, the Hoka Rocket X. I don't know if it's going to make it into the discussion because unless it shows up like in the next 24 hours, I don't know if it's going to make it in. All right, good stuff. Heading inside and butter the bread. But let me know in the comments, am I missing a shoe that I'm not thinking of? But I think this is basically the lineup for 2020. Sometimes when you crave something, you have to have it immediately. The last hour out in the studio, I've been thinking about, yes, a fried egg. Here we go. Gotta have butter with it. Oh yeah, that's about as much cooking as you'll ever see me do. I used to cook a little bit in college, but it was nothing extravagant. That is for sure. Question of the day. Question of the day. Training. I'm plotting for really the next month, but especially the month of November, okay? Question of the day. What training questions do you have for me? Be very, very specific. You can take it any direction you want. There's so many topics in the running space, the long distance running space. I'm getting a lot of questions about VO2 max, a lot of questions about nutrition, a lot of questions about strength and conditioning, volume of training, workouts, interval workouts. Anyway, you just have at it down in the comments, whatever you want to ask, and then I'm going to pick out the themes that I see down below and compile them into a document, and then over the next, definitely October, November, start to plot for, because I don't know, the response to the vlog for 3 days ago, all about the overreaching, overtraining. I was really excited to read your comments down below and see like the enthusiasm for the information given. Sound good? Love you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll toss it back to the overreaching or Boulder Skyline. You know what? We'll do Boulder Skyline. Boulder Skyline the last time I was up there in late May. Boulder Skyline right there, right there, right there. All right, thanks for being here, everybody. Here we go. Seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.